guys, welcome back to my channel. It's starring Leah here, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you guys 10 ways to save money as a college student, because everybody knows as a college student it is hard out here in these streets. So I'm going to show you guys or give you guys tips on how you can save money as a college student. So let's go ahead and get straight into this video. My first tip for you guys, if you are looking to make extra money and to save extra money, is to get a part-time job. As a college student, it may be sometimes hard to enjoy your social life and do what you need to do in school, but a part-time job is what is going to get the extra money coming in so that you can save money and you guys can try to babysit or just get a regular job. My sophomore year, I worked at Wendy's for about 7 months, and I also worked at Wingstop, and having a part-time job is what gave me the extra money to actually save money. So finding you a part-time hustle is what's really going to get the money in your pockets. So my second tip for you guys is, if you choose to get a part-time job, and once you get a part-time job, is to begin saving a certain amount of money from each paycheck. This way it doesn't fluctuate. You're able to measure your goals and how much you save. So for instance, if you get paid every other week and you decide to save $20 from each paycheck, that means you will have $40 a month. And if you're doing $40 times 12, that way you will have, what is that, $480 by the time the year is out. I believe that's correct, but if it's not, I'll leave the correct amount. But saving a certain amount from each paycheck is a good way to measure how much you will have by the end of the year if you're planning to use your savings to take a trip or do any other things that you desire. So saving a certain amount is my second tip for you guys. Now my third tip for you guys is really how I began to save a lot of money as a college student, and that is purchasing my books from Amazon. If I'm able to, I purchase all of my books from Amazon just because it's cheaper, and I don't necessarily buy the newest book. I buy a used book on Amazon, and it normally has like good, very good, or the rating of how the book is, and I normally try to do good or very good depending on the pricings. But to be honest, as college students, we really don't reuse those books or actually go back to old books as a reference. So I decided to save money by purchasing used books from Amazon instead of buying them on campus, which most of the time I can save about half of the price on campus. If I purchase a book on campus and say for instance about $200, sometimes I can get that book on Amazon for $100 or even less. And I have noticed that the cheaper books are sometimes the ones that come on loose leaf paper, and sometimes I just put the loose leaf paper in a binder and I have my book for the semester. But the only thing about having loose leaf paper books, most of the time you can't sell them back. I know you can't sell them back on campus, but I'm not for sure with Amazon, because with Amazon I choose not to rent my books. I just go ahead and buy them, because what happens is if you purchase a book from Amazon and say for instance your professor is using that same book for the next semester, you can always take that book to a bookstore on campus or a bookstore off campus and sell that book, and that also puts the money back in your pocket. So purchasing your books off campus on Amazon or any other websites most of the time is always cheaper, and all you have to do is to copy and paste the ISBN number for the book that you would need and put it on Amazon. So you guys, I'm telling you, start purchasing your books from Amazon and leave the books on campus alone unless it's a special edition that your professors actually wrote and you have to use that specific book. My next tip for you guys may come as a surprise, especially to you or maybe even to your parents, but fourth tip is to live off campus. You guys, I'm telling you, you can save so much money by living off campus, because I know at ECU, if you choose to stay on campus, you're required to have a meal plan, and our meal plans at ECU sometimes are about at least $2,500, and $2,500 is a lot of money when normally a lot of us, we don't go to the caf to eat, and you get tired of the same food places that you have on campus and you end up ordering Pizza Hut or wings from a wing place or whatever. So having that meal plan forced on you sometimes that money you can use to purchase your own groceries, which sometimes will be cheaper if you're just feeding yourself. And also, living on campus in dorms, that price is a little bit expensive too. If I'm not mistaken, it's about $2,500 as well at ECU. It's probably more at other places, I'm not for sure, but I just know that it's a lot of money that you're basically forced to pay. So if you decide to live off campus, the money that you were putting into having a meal plan and to having to stay on campus, you can utilize that money to get yourself an apartment, townhome, or I know some students, they'll get a house and split the rent and pay the bills that way. So living off campus leads into my fifth tip for you guys, and that is to cook. If you eventually get your own apartment, own townhome, or own place off campus, it is to cook. You guys can really save a lot of money and actually budget your money if you decide to live off campus and pay for your own groceries. For me, once I have like all of my startup condiments and seasonings and stuff like that, I'm able to normally go into the grocery store every week and spend about $50 at minimal if I'm not being extra and want like a lot of other extra stuff that I really don't need. But $50 a week sometimes will get me all of the things that I need, and sometimes I don't even spend $50 a week because sometimes I'll have groceries left over from the week before, and I'm that person, like I like to make sure that I'm eating food. I mean, in America, we are too blessed to be throwing away food, so I try my best to eat everything in the freezer that I have frozen or everything in the refrigerator that I have in there, so that I'm not wasting food. And sometimes that helps me save money that week because I can go in the grocery store and just pick up some vegetables to go with maybe some meat that I have in the freezer. That makes sense. So once you have like all of your startup condiments and, you know, seasonings or whatever that you will need to cook, you can really save a lot of money just by going to the grocery store, making sure you're writing down everything you need. Because if you don't write everything that you need down from the grocery store, I'm telling you, you would end up with a cart full coming out that some of the stuff that you're probably going to have to throw away because you didn't eat before. So actually meal planning for the week, making sure that you have something to eat for each day. And if you do decide to eat leftovers, because I eat leftovers sometimes, some meals that you cooked on Monday can last for Tuesday and maybe lunch on Wednesday, and picking up something that can last the end of the week. And I do decide to treat myself sometimes if I ate in all week. Normally Fridays and Saturdays are the days I'll eat out most of the time, just to treat myself, because, you know, I save money at the beginning of the week. But on Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes I'll eat out, and then on Sunday is sometimes when I begin to cook for the beginning of the week, because Mondays are really crucial. Mondays are slow. I don't have the energy, so most of the time I try to cook on Sunday and then, you know, have Monday off, and then, you know, throw something together on Tuesday and Wednesday just to make it through the week. So grocery shopping will save you a lot of money than eating out every day. Say for instance, you spend $5 for breakfast, $5 for lunch, and $5 for dinner. And $5 is really cheap if you have an appetite like me, you like to eat. So $15 a day if you're eating out all the time, and then you do that 15 times 5 at most, that's already $75, which you could take $50 and have that for groceries for the whole week, if that makes sense. So you do save a little bit of money when you eat at home, about $15 or $20, which you can do a lot with $20 if you know exactly what you're doing with your money. My sixth tip for you guys is probably going to be a common sense one, but it's not common sense. It wasn't really common sense for me in my last apartment. I know I'm guilty of it, and I know some of you are too, and that is actually taking the transit or the bus to class. So in my last apartment, the transit actually came to my apartment every day, several times a day, and I would actually just hop in my car and go to campus. But I have found out that you can save a lot of money just by taking the bus to class and catching the bus back on your days that you don't have to work out the class. So normally with my car, if I was driving to class, going to work, and going to other places, I would have to fill up my tank probably about every 5 days, just because I didn't stay too far out. But if I did decide to ride the bus maybe one day out of the week, my gas in my car would last an extra 2 days. And just imagine if I was taking a bus to all of my classes every single day, I would have, my gas probably would last in my tank probably almost 2 weeks, just because my car doesn't really burn a lot of gas like that. So you guys, take the bus and save on the money that you're putting in your gas tank, especially in the summertime during the hotter months or whatever, because the gas prices tend to rise when it's summertime. So let's all agree to start taking the bus more. So leading into my 7th tip, I know around holidays, maybe birthdays, or sometimes just because we all kind of get a little extra money in our pockets, our family members or our parents may give us extra money. And my tip for you guys is to actually save that money. That way you can build on top of the savings that you're already saving from each paycheck, and it actually kind of makes sure that you meet your goal. Because, you know, most of the time we're college students, we, you know, from family members and stuff, we normally get, of course, $20 or more sometimes. Most of the time it's really more than $20. So just imagine, with all of the extra money that you have received from holidays or special occasions and birthdays, just imagine how much money you can actually save on top of the money that you have saved from each paycheck. It really makes a big difference if you discipline yourself and say, oh, I'm just going to put all of this in my savings and I'm not going to touch it. So my 8th tip for you guys is to save loose change. And I'm pretty sure all of us did this growing up, but I know probably I have stopped and then I start back, just because you can save a lot of money just by saving loose change. And the way I try to build on my loose change is, for instance, if I have cash on me and I am eating out on Friday and Saturday, if I'm eating fast food or going to a restaurant or whatever, I try to pay in cash, and whatever change I get back, I keep it in my car, in a little area in my car. I think everybody has like a little coin cup holder in their car, but I keep that extra change I keep that extra change in my car and I don't touch it. So if I know I have change right there and I'm going to a restaurant or fast food place and be like, oh, your total is $407 or $421, whatever the change amount is, I do not go in that change and actually count out 21 cents or 7 cents. I just give them the dollar amount. If it's $421, I give them $5, and the change that I get back, which will be 79 cents, I add that to my coin pile or collection that I have. And that's another way that you can save money. And if you're going on a trip and you're saved over a year or whatever, the coins that you have saved could be like your spending money for when you go on a trip or whatever. And because it's not going to be as much as the money that you have saved from each paycheck, but it is enough to get by, probably like a few $100s. So save your change and don't spend it, if that makes sense. My 9th tip for you guys is to shop clearance or shop only for sale items. And this tip is really directed to shopping for clothes, shoes, accessories, all of that. You guys, you can really save a lot of money if you try to wait for items to go on sale, or you wait for a big sale to come around. And I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory to shop clearance and shop sale items, but you also could coupon. And this actually goes for groceries and just stores that you may get cleaning supplies from: toilet paper, paper towel, Target, Family Dollar, Dollar General. A lot of places have like apps now where you can basically click on coupons to clip them or whatever. And I do know Walmart has an app where you can scan your receipts or whatever, and if you didn't get the best price for it, they will give you that money back or something. My sister is really an expert of that because she really gets me and basically steals all my Walmart receipts or whatever. But Target has sales, and Harris Teeter has a lot of sales too. So actually just shopping on clearance for sale items and actually using coupons. You guys, do not sleep on coupons, because some places will let you stack coupons and sometimes you will end up paying nothing and they have to pay you back for them. So get up on your game with coupons and shop clearance and sale items. My last tip for you guys is probably the most important, and I think it is the most helpful, and that is to pretend as if your savings does not exist. You guys, I have tried years back trying to save money, and I don't know, I guess it's the human mind, but we have this thing where, oh, I have this amount of money in my savings, so I can still do that. But if you really want your savings to build up, and if you have goals to actually take that money and do something with the money that you have in your savings, it is to pretend like it does not exist. Act like it isn't there. You don't have it. If you have $1 left in your checking account, you have $1 left in your checking account until you get paid. I am telling you, that is the best way that you can save money. And I know sometimes we do have emergencies, but it is important to also have an emergency fund too. And if you do have to dip into your savings to take care of something that you have to take care of, just make sure that you put that money back, or sometimes you may need to increase the amount of money that you're saving from each paycheck to keep your goals, so that you can still have the same amount of money in your savings that you plan to have at the end of the year. You can also, maybe instead of having 2 days where you eat out, only have 1 day where you eat out. And if your workload is kind of slow during the week or around the season, I mean, you're far off from midterms or anything in school, I will probably say try to pick up a few extra hours at work, just to probably make up for that, make up for the money that you had to take out. Or, you know, even if you know your school load is a little bit too heavy, just try to pick up those extra hours on the weekend just to save money. Well, that concludes my video for you guys. I hope you guys found these 10 tips very helpful, and if you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you all in my next video. See ya!